sure you heard the news that Mark Wahlberg bought a house in Delray Beach, Florida. Yes, it's true, and I want to tell you all about it. So join us today. We're going to take a little ride. I'm going to take you inside Stone Creek Ranch, tell you all about Mark Wahlberg's Delray Beach, Florida home. First, we heard that Mark Wahlberg bought a $47.5 million house in Delray Beach, Florida. A couple weeks later, we found out that it was a $32.6 million house in Delray Beach, Florida. Which one is it? Stay tuned, and I'll explain. So which is it? Was Mark Wahlberg's house $47.5 million, or was it $32.6 million? Truth is, it was both. Mark Wahlberg bought a house in Stone Creek Ranch, a community I'm very familiar with. And if you check out my podcast or check out some more of these videos, I'm going to tell you all about my history at Stone Creek Ranch. But Mark Wahlberg's history is he bought an amazing house called Palazzo del Lago, and it was listed for $47.5 million. But the house was fully furnished. It's basically a private resort. It's absolutely incredible. I actually took a tour of this house when it was first came to market for another one of my buyers, but he ended up buying something else. But Palazzo del Lago, it's an amazing property in Stone Creek Ranch. It was $47.5 million, but it's fully furnished. And with real estate, when someone buys or sells real estate in the contract, you're dealing with the real property. You're dealing with the land and the improvements, the house and the fixtures, right? The sink, the toilet are all part of the real estate, but beds and linens and furniture aren't. So a lot of times when someone buys, even especially in the condominiums, like a Ritz-Carlton condominium, when someone buys a fully furnished unit, they don't want the recording fees, the taxes that you pay on to record the deed, and the taxes, the real estate taxes you pay based on the purchase price. They don't want it to include the personal property, the beds, the linens, the pillows, the art, the curtains, etc. So when someone buys a $47.5 million property that was fully furnished, sometimes it will go to the property records office as, in this case, as in Mark Wahlberg's case, $32.6 million. The difference being the personal property. We see it a lot with pool tables. Someone might take out off the purchase price, off the recorded price for a pool table. That's a $50,000 piece of personal property that someone doesn't want to pay real estate taxes for the rest of their life or their ownership of the house. They don't pay the real estate taxes on the personal property, so they back out the number. So it was a $47.5 million house. It's not like it was overly reported and exaggerated when we all first heard that he bought a $47.5 million house and were disappointed when we heard that it was only $32.6 million. It is the same house. It is the same deal. He just didn't pay the recording fees and the taxes on the personal property. You know, there are other celebrities in Stone Creek Ranch. Stephen Cohen, the owner of the Mets, he owned a beautiful house in Stone Creek Ranch when back in 2009 when I first became president of the HOA over there. And then as the newer spec homes started building, he actually sold one and moved into a newer house. So, and then it was in the news that Steve Cohen bought this house and moved to Stone Creek Ranch. Well, he already lived there. So, but there's a lot of celebrities and famous people in Stone Creek Ranch. One of my personal favorites, Charles Woodson, came in while I was working in the sales center. I wore a lot of hats in Stone Creek Ranch because, as I explained, I owned 19 lots that we took possession of back in 2009, and then I had to sell the lots. So I was president of the Stone Creek Ranch Homeowners Association, but I was also the director of sales, but I was also the seller. So Charles Woodson and his people, they came in, they bought 2 lots, beautiful lot. Him and his manager, they were each going to build a house, and they were on other sides of the community, both with sweeping views of the lake. It was really incredible, and I really wanted to introduce my son to Charles Woodson. But anyway, Charles Woodson, he never came back, right? Like, you know, you buy something, you put it in the corner, you don't even open it. He never came back. We never heard from him again. And a couple years later, the lots were listed for sale, and then they were sold. So I did meet Charles Woodson once a couple of years ago at a Super Bowl party. So I did tell him the story that I was involved in that community. But yeah, Stone Creek Ranch, an incredible community. Stephen Cohen, owner of the Mets, Charles Woodson, Wayne Huizenga Jr., and now Marky Mark. But question, where's the Funky Bunch going to live?
Good. That's good.
Yeah, I'm rolling we're doing this podcast behind the scenes. If you're listening to the podcast, I'm filming for YouTube, but I figured I'd record and get my thoughts out. And you can listen in.
Comment.
And comment.
Let us know what you think.
Let us know what you think. Give me things to talk about. Questions you have about Stone Creek Ranch.
Awesome.
I miss Stone Creek Ranch. Those were the days.
It sounds like you do. Yeah. I can see the nostalgia, the sparkle in your eye when you're talking about it. So
there was one particular lot. Let's see. I know lot 31. I gotta look it up. Lot 31. I can't tell you how many times I sold that lot.
That's another thing. All the change of hands every time you have to be involved.
Yeah. So I didn't own lot 31, but it was a different developer that they hired. So I had my 19 lots, but a different developer, because I had the sales center. If someone came into the sales center with an agent, I only showed them my listings, because if it wasn't my listing and the buyer had an agent, I'm not going to get paid. So if I wasn't so if other owners in Stone Creek Ranch hired me to list their properties, when someone came to the sales center, I could represent them. You put pins in the diorama. Now it's all computerized, but you put, and I would take, if someone came in with an agent, I would take the pins out on the ones that weren't my listings.
Sure.
And then I put the pins back in if they came in without an agent, because then I could sell them anything. So obviously I wanted to sell my listings. So I had 19 listings that I owned. There was another developer that had 3 that listed with me, and then there was a house or 2 that was listed with me. So, but anyway, so the 22 lots that I sold, some of them I sold multiple times. Like lot 31, I sold. Like I'm looking at the history here. Property record. So, so I sold it, and then I represented the buyer, and then the buyer didn't want it. I sold it. So I sold it for $700,000 in 2010, and then sold it. I listed it again and sold it for $875 in 2013, and then that person also came back to me to list it, and I sold it again in 2015 for $1.1 million.
Wow. Huh?
So 700 in 2010, 875, 1.1, and then most recently in 2019 it sold for $1.6 million. And I don't know who that owner is, and they never built anything.
I was going to say that's just a lot.
Yeah, it's just a lot. But that one lot I sold 4 or 5 times. So the 19 lots that I own plus the 3 that listed with me, 22, and some of them I sold multiple times. So I've sold over 30 lots there, plus some houses I sold. I sold Wayne Hazenga Jr.'s house, sold a couple other houses. Then the house I foreclosed on, then I sold that.
Nice.
So I've probably done 45 sides in Stone Creek Ranch. So that's what I'm saying. No one sold more than me, except for my old partner Maureen. But she left. I miss her. So it's really incredible seeing what Stone Creek Ranch was and what it became. It's 187 acres with 37 home sites. And back in 2009, I took over the 19 lots. There are 3 houses for sale currently in Stone Creek Ranch. They are both, 2 of them are in the $20 million range. One of them is in the 47.5, equal to what Mark Wahlberg bought range. And that one's absolutely incredible, breathtaking. If anyone out there, if you are in the market to see one of these homes, they are very exclusive. We do need proof of funds. Go to the website, stonecreekranch.com. It's my website. And you can get more information. And one of the negatives to me about Stone Creek Ranch is that sometimes people think I'm too high end. They think I only do mega mansions like that. Like someone called me the other day for a house in Woodfield, and it's like, oh, I don't want to be wasting your time if the house was too small. And I'm like the average house in America is under $420,000, right? A $300,000 is a lot of money. So I'll sell $300,000 house. I don't only sell $3 million or $30 million houses. I'd rather sell, right, regular houses. So even though I sell Stone Creek Ranch, that doesn't mean that I'm not available to you for whatever it is that you need, because it's about the person and the relationships. Everything I sold in Stone Creek Ranch was really about my relationships. So I try to talk about that here on the podcast, on the YouTube. Obviously, when I was marketing 19 Lots, I was marketing that to the public. Those weren't relationship based, but everything I've built since then is relationship based. So just wanted to get it out there to say, if you're interested in Stone Creek Ranch, hit me up. If you're interested in anything else, hit me up. Country clubs, condos, whatever it is. I'm happy to help you here at Signature Real Estate Finder. Stone Creek Ranch in Delray Beach, Florida, an absolutely incredible community, 187 acres, 37 home sites, each 2.5 acres or more. I've been selling there and working there since 2009. Sometimes I feel like the corner of Lyons and Clintmore Road is my wheelhouse, but it's amazing to watch it grow. If you want more information about Stone Creek Ranch, go to stonecreekranch.com. Currently, there are 3 homes for sale, 22 million, 23 million, and 47.5 million. 47.5 million is a beautiful home. They describe it as the pinnacle of lots. 23 million is La Maison Blanche, and 22 million is Villa Ananda. And it's very interesting when these houses, when they get names. I remember selling a house in Boca West in their most prestigious area called the Island. And we built a spec house. And I don't remember who it was, but someone suggested to me that when marketing a house like this, you have to give it a name. So it really took off. And I got reminded of that recently in Stone Creek Ranch when one of the builders came in and built 5 or 6 spec homes. Each of them had a name and each of them had a theme. And Stone Creek Ranch, which was a community of multi-million-dollar homes, $12 million homes, all of a sudden became $20 million homes. And this took it to the next level to $40 and $50 million homes, these houses that had names and had themes. So it's an interesting piece of marketing. As I said, Mark Wahlberg bought Palazzo del Lago. There's another house out there that's absolutely spectacular. My absolute favorite one is Villa Spectre. If you Google Villa Spectre, Delray Beach. If you don't include Delray Beach, you're going to get the James Bond movie. But if you include Delray Beach in your Villa Spectre search, you're going to see the house that Mark Wahlberg wishes he would have bought. And then you also have Villa Ananda and La Maison Blanche, the White House.
The future looks bright and the storms pass by. The sky's dark blue and it's almost that time. Light shows, cameras flash when I pass. Living in the moment, forget about the past. They save the best for last. Matthew Mania, we bout to make a splash. Life is a marathon full of sharp turns. Gotta keep pace while the hands on the clock turns. High stakes, 5-star real estate. I run a show, you can tell the boss in the place. Electricity, energy, it vibrates. I'm always on time even if I'm late. I make dreams come true, living my life, hope the same for you. Success in my sights, got a real clear view. If you don't know the time, I'll give you a clue. You know what time, you know what time, you know what time it is. Yeah. You know what time, you know what time, you know what time it is. You know what time, you know what time, you know what time it is. You know what time, you know what time, you know what time it is. You know what time it is. You know whose time it is. You know what time it is. Matthew Mania, the time is his. You know what time it is. You know whose time it is. You know what time it is. Matthew Mania, the time is his. Yeah, got him shook, scared, can't look. We're not afraid of the big